Hello, History Through Film. This is Miss Corey. Welcome to U3-L6 Intro to Saving Private Ryan. All right, so today students will be able to identify the characters and specialized vocabulary for Saving Private Ryan. So, first question, who has seen Saving Private Ryan? And if you haven't, that's a-okay. All right, so this movie came out in 1998, and it's known for its realistic battle scenes. It is historical fiction, meaning that it's just not based on one true story. It's based on many accounts plus some fictionalized aspects as well. So here is kind of the rundown of the movie. So Captain John Miller, who's played by Tom Hanks, takes his men behind enemy lines to find Private James Ryan, whose three brothers have been killed in combat. Surrounded by the brutal realities of war while searching for Ryan, each man embarks upon a personal journey and discovers their own strength to triumph over an uncertain future with honor, decency, and courage. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this movie. It is a very intense movie. If you ever need to close your eyes or just kind of look away for a few seconds, that's a-okay. Don't be ashamed. When I was watching this, I was like, ooh, that's kind of, you know, bloody and kind of icky and it's hard to watch sometimes. So don't be ashamed if you have to do that. I will say the first 30 minutes are the bloodiest by far. It's not as bloody after. There's still moments, but it's just not pure carnage. So let's talk about some vocab first. So D-Day beaches. So the movie will start off at the D-Day cemetery. So remember D-Day, that was the invasion on Nazi-controlled France. It happened June 6, 1944, and it lasted about a month-ish. And then there's the Normandy American Cemetery. So that was established right after D-Day began, and it's located right off of Omaha Beach in France. And about 9,000 US soldiers are buried there. So here is a aerial photo of what the cemetery looks like. And then here's more of a close-up photo. So all these, by the way, are headstones. All right, next question. This is a structure called a pillbox. Why would pillboxes be useful during combat? Take your best guess. No, I don't know. Just try your best guess. So they were first used by the Germans in World War I. They're typically made out of brick or cement. They are small huts with a slight opening to fire weapons. Like you can see here, there's a few openings. They're usually built on top of a hill or somewhere out in the open for better firing range. They're typically camouflaged with paint or nature. Of course, this one isn't because it's just kind of sitting out in the middle of a field. And they're used throughout World War I, World War II, and even today in modern warfare. Then we have dog tags. So that is a way of identifying a soldier. So this is what dog tags look like back in World War II and look pretty similar to what they are today. But there were dog tags used throughout history. Now they didn't look like this. So they could be used as far back as ancient Sparta. They had little bracelet things that they would write down their names just to identify the dead soldiers. In the modern day, they look like this. They're made out of metal and they're typically worn around the neck. There are two tags, one for the survivors to bring with to record the dead, and one to keep on the dead body for identification. And it includes information like their name, home city rank, and what part of the military the soldier is in. Then we have the Czech hedgehogs. So that is a type of metal defense. It could also be made out of wood or concrete, but mostly it was metal. And it was multi-pointed and used for preventing tanks and vehicles from traveling past that line. As you can imagine, trying to get a tank through this big pointy metal thing would be kind of difficult. They're fairly useless against foot soldiers since foot soldiers could just kind of walk right through them. Then we have POWs, which is a prisoner of war. So prisoners of war have been happening since the beginning of mankind and war began. So that is when a soldier surrenders or is defeated and then taken to a war camp as prisoner. Typically, they're horrible living conditions, like little food, unsanitary, little shelter, and lots of diseases. So here's a photo of 5 POWs during World War II. So this is in Southeast Asia. These guys are POWs, and as you can see, their shoes are falling apart. They barely have clothing, and they're pretty much skin and bone. All right, another thing that pops up a lot in the movie is something called FUBAR. Now, I was like, wait a minute, is this just like a movie thing, or did people actually say this during World War II? And it actually was a thing during World War II that soldiers said. So FUBAR means this word, up beyond all recognition. Again, it was a common term used by soldiers in World War II, and it really refers to when a situation is out of control. Then we have morphine. So, that is an opiate drug, and it dulls the pain senses. It can be either injected or taken orally, and it was common in first aid kits during World War II. So, this is what they look like. They're like little squeeze bottles with needles at the end, and they usually used to help dying soldiers die without pain on the battlefield. Because remember, when you're out in the battlefield, there are no hospitals around. So, if a soldier was really critically injured and probably going to die, at least they could have morphine so they could die without pain. It is still used today on patients with intense pain or the dying. Now, let's talk about our characters. Captain John H. Miller. So, that by far is the main character of the movie, who was played by Tom Hanks. He leads the group of soldiers to go find Private Ryan, and he's very well known for his leadership and staying calm. Mike Horvath. He is Captain Miller's second in command. He's highly trusted by Captain Miller, and he's also part of Captain Miller's rescue group. Then we have Timothy Upham. He did reporting for the US military, so he had more of like an office kind of job and not actual combat experience. But he was recruited by Captain Miller to join the team because he was fluent in German and French. He's very timid about war and killing people, and he is also part of Captain Miller's rescue group. Stanley Fish Mellish. He is a Jewish soldier who is very proud of his heritage. He's very witty and clever. He's best friends with Caparzo, and he is part of Captain Miller's rescue group. Adrian Caparzo, he's a very experienced soldier, and he has a soft spot for the youth affected by the war. He's also best friends with Mellish, and he's part of Captain Miller's rescue group. Daniel Jackson, he's a very talented sniper, and he is known for praying before he takes a shot from his rifle. He is also part of Captain Miller's rescue group. Irwin Wade, he is the medic on Captain Miller's squad. He will not shy away from treating even the bloodiest and gruesome of wounds. He is also part of Captain Miller's rescue group. Richard Ribin, he's a soldier who questions the main mission. He questions why all of them should risk their life to go save Private Ryan. So he gets into conflicts with fellow soldiers, and he's also part of Captain Miller's rescue group. He also looks like Ben Affleck, and I'm like, oh, that's Ben Affleck, right? Like the actor. It's not. It's not Ben Affleck. It just looks like Ben Affleck. If you guys even know who Ben Affleck is. All right, then we have Private James Francis Ryan. So he's a soldier from Iowa. He had 3 other brothers in the military during World War II. All 3 of them died within a 2-week period. A U.S. general orders Captain Miller to find Ryan and bring him home, since Ryan's other 3 brothers are dead and his mom is absolutely heartbroken. So, do you have any questions before we watch Saving Private Ryan? All right, next up we have U3-L7 SPR 0 through 30, SPR Saving Private Ryan, by the way. U3-L8 SPR 30 through 60, U3-L9 SPR 60 through 90, U3-L10 SPR 90 through 120, U3-L11 SPR 120 through 150, and U3-L12 SPR 150 to 169. So I will publish all of these at the same time, so you don't have to like wait over the weekend to watch like the last half of the movie. These will all be due on Sunday, May 25th at midnight. Do also note that on May 21st, I will open up another folder as well. That's our next movie, which is In This Corner of the World. If you have any questions, comments, or want to learn more, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out. Thanks for watching. Bye.